What's going on, y'all? Attorney Tom here. It's time for It Depends, where I react to the greatest subreddit on the internet, r/Attorney Tom.
Leave hypotheticals in the subreddit, guys, and I'll give an answer. Usually it's It Depends.
I know I haven't made one of these in a while, so I'm going to be reacting to the top post of the month. Devin throwing shade.
Bolas, a weapon that Argentinian gauchos used to hunt.
The new original Miracle Clackers won't shatter, even if you use both hands. Try stereo clacking with unbreakable Miracle Clackers.
Bolas are a throwing weapon made of weights on the end of interconnected cords. In fact, the only real difference between clackers and the deadly bolas is that clackers are shorter and not made of wood. Just like Attorney Tom.
No! No! Okay, Devin, if that's really your name, I'm gonna put up the photo from that same conference the year before. You see how I'm taller? I am taller. I'm a big boy. Devin, you and I both know that I was crouching down and you stood on your tippy toes. Look at this height difference. Look at me, side by side. Look, I'm taller than you. Clear as day.
Okay.
Look, Devin, all I'm saying is if you want a chess box, I'll chess box. Sign the paper. Let me know. Well, I guess I'd first have to be invited to chess box, but hey. I'm throwing it out there. And you know what? Height aside, I have something that Devin doesn't. A blimp. And I am a real boy. That kind of hurt my feelings. Okay, rants aside, let's get back to the top post of the month. Meme for Tom, actual question. Deaf people lose their freedom of speech when they are handcuffed until we meet again. So while on its face, this is a funny meme, if you really think about it logically, it doesn't really necessarily make sense. In fact, I would argue that it probably is helpful for the person who is arrested. As I've said many times on this channel before, you should not talk to the police. So if you are being arrested and your only way to communicate is by sign language, well, the same notion still applies. Zip it. I guess if you want to go against the advice and speak to the police and you have to use sign language, well, they'll probably try to accommodate you some way or another, maybe back at the station, but that's not necessarily a violation of free speech by just handcuffing somebody. We need more evidence, and again, you should just zip it. Is this legal? Wait, hold on. 10,000 subreddit members? Woo! That's awesome. This is great. This is a great day. Well, except for Devin.
Clackers are shorter and not made of wood, just like Attorney Tom.
Maybe it's not such a great day. Is this legal? Door knockers, please note this household charges $50 per minute to listen to sales pitches, religious messages, and fundraising stories. This charge is payable in advance. By knocking on the door or ringing the doorbell, you signal your agreement with the terms outlined above. So this is one of those classic situations where I'm not even going to get into the legality of it or not, because it may or may not be legal. It depends. But this type of issue resolves itself practically. Either nobody is going to knock on the door and annoy you, but if they do knock on the door and annoy you, the sign says that they're not going to listen unless they get paid up front. So either they get paid up front and they adhere to the rules of the sign, or they don't get paid up front and either close the door or listen to whatever speech is being given to them at the front door free of charge. And I very highly doubt that somebody is going to pay $50 a minute up front to hear this kind of stuff.
I told your little friend I ain't paying for that.
Thoughts on this improvised closing remarks scene?
Interrupting his lawyer's closing remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, over the past 4 days, you have seen state's prosecutor attempt to effectively bamboozle you with a series of hearsay arguments and loose speculative evidence, placing my client near the scene of the crime during the time of the murder.
This actually sounds pretty good.
This evidence does nothing to indicate motive or means in the horrific murder of Roger Bell. Ultimately, it will be your decision to say, does this man deserve a lifetime in a federal penitentiary based on specious, inconclusive evidence? You are tasked to consider the evidence and whether it proves beyond a reasonable doubt whether my client is guilty.
Wow.
Is my client a perfect man? No.
I killed him, yeah.
Your Honor.
Did I fuck up?
What the fuck are you doing?
Did I fuck up?
Don't say anything, okay?
Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do if you're the lawyer. You know, truth be told, sometimes clients are their own worst enemies. Hands up, fire emoji. Do I spy construction here? I hope it's Taco Bell. If not, expect arson. Everybody knows the only time it's applicable to burn down a building on purpose is when they're constructing an Arby's. Oh, there's more photos. Oh my God, they actually burned it down. And then it was made a Taco Bell. Okay, well, I guess this person got what they wanted. This seems like a perfectly reasonable defense. Florida man claims he only drank at stoplights and not while driving. Okay, so this Florida man was trying to say he wasn't drinking while driving. However, that is not the phrase. As you can see here, it's DUI, driving under the influence. So you could still very much be under the influence of alcohol after you have consumed said alcohol. You don't physically need to be drinking while driving to get convicted, because then that would create a whole lot of problems. A lawyer without a blimp is not a true lawyer. Absolutely right. You hear that, Devin? I watch Attorney Tom because he's funny. I watch Legal Eagle for his legal analysis. I watch Attorney Tom for his funny legal analysis. Look, Devin, I'm serious. If you want a chess box, I'll do it. Don't trust the turtle. OSHA. Subject. Please note that the proper technique for handling snapping turtles. Grasp the turtle with both hands. Keep your gaze on the horizon. Avoid conversation with the turtle. Do not give the turtle your name and address. Do not trust the turtle. Hey, yo, I found a turtle. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up and remove it from the construction site. Hey, man, you can pick me up, but I'm going to need to know your last 4 digits of your social security number. What? Yeah, your social and actually a picture of your driver's license, if you don't mind. That kind of seems like a weird request. No, man, it's totally normal. Jimmy, don't talk to the turtle. Do you read your OSHA manual? PSA, don't ride motorcycles. Okay, yeah, this is exactly why we don't ride motorcycles, because it doesn't need to be your fault. This poor person did nothing wrong. And they have no protection, and it's... Yo, and I say this against my own interest. Put me out of business. Don't ride a motorcycle. I represent too many people who get hurt in stupid situations like this. That's not their fault.
I'll think about it tomorrow.
Would there be consequences for this in the US? Patient allegedly turned off roommate's ventilator because sound annoyed her. Absolutely. If you turned off somebody's life support, their ventilator, and they died, I definitely think there could be a civil consequence in the form of a wrongful death lawsuit, and potentially criminal consequences in the form of murder or manslaughter. Well, duh, but is it Attorney Tom approved? Absolutely. I love cats. This good boy definitely gets 2 thumbs up. Meow. What qualifies you to act as counsel in this trial? Because I was once bit by a radioactive lawyer, and now I have the power of attorney. Oh, that's so bad. That's not even funny. Well, someone is gonna get fired. How does this even happen? How? Tom is Honeywell from How I Met Your Mother. I am 6'1", sir. Say it, you giant beast. Say I'm 6'1". No comment. When you're doing illegal things, make sure you put them on social media. Okay, I think she needs a recap of the rules. Rule 1, don't do anything illegal. Rule 2, if you're gonna do something illegal, don't film it. Rule 3, if you film yourself doing something illegal, don't put it on social media.
How about no, you crazy
YouTube lawyer?
Okay, that's it for today's video. Bye.